Hello again, this is Cookie Killer with a very basic mod to review today. This is the potion barrels from the Gaia Potion mods. It's a free mod with a whole lot of variety and use. I'm going to leave it all to you to discover what potions you have a use for and what you can do with, but essentially on this entire list there's a variety of potions. It takes one simple item to get going before ingredients, and that's just the potions barrel here. Now, starting off, you have the crafting potion here, which, as you can see, it'll amplify your crafting. So if you're somebody who likes to put stat points into that to make it faster, raise the quality, chances for your armor and gear, this will take care of that for you without having to burn your stats up, or at least not as much. Next is this one, and what this will do is it will reduce your dino's food, or a dino's. It's very helpful for taming, as it'll make them hungry so that they eat more and tame faster. Then you have this fire potion here, which will buff and protect you against anything that does forms of fire damage, which in the base game itself this may not be all that helpful, but with some of the mods out there like Nemesis, where you have fire dinos that will blast your face into a melted mess, this could actually be very helpful. This fly one here will temporarily grant you the ability of the admin fly. And it acts almost like the creative mode. So when you double tap or jump and such, you'll start zipping around for 60 seconds. If you have fall damage though, I'd highly recommend you pay attention to the timer and make sure you're not too high up. This one will keep you from taking fall damage. I know on a server I've played on before in the past, it had a buff from, I believe, the same creator of the Gaia Potions here that removed fall damage. But if you play on a server that does have it, this potion is very good, as you can fall from any height without taking damage as long as the potion's active. The frog potion here will allow you to jump freely without fall damage, much like the frogs in the swamp do. You can get almost the same height and distance that they do, so it's a pretty helpful potion for getting from place to place, or getting up cliff sides, or just goofing around. This one will change the gender of your dinos. If you're having some rotten luck and finding a breeding pair, you can use this to turn male into a female or female into a male and breed your favorite pairs that way. This one will allow you to breathe longer underwater, and it'll increase your swim speed by a little bit. Now this one paired up with flippers is amazing. You'll get a lot more speed. Sometimes you might even outrun some of those pesky megalodons and plesiosaurs that like to eat your face whenever you go too deep or too far. Followed by that is the hair potion. Now, I'm pretty sure we're all guilty of it. We take the scissors and redo our hairstyles here and there, and then we've got to regrow it out, or give the game time to regrow it out, and this potion will take care of that, make it go a lot faster. So you can take a look at your hairstyle and see whether you like it and want to keep it. Next, of course, no potion set would be complete without health potions, and of course they come in 3 varieties, the strongest one being the requiring the most to make, and the highest level, followed by the mild, well, the mild one being the medium, and the week after that taking the littlest amount. Now these go from 25% health to 50 to 100% return, and the dino ones are the same. Just be sure to actually place your health potions on you and your dino potions on the dino. I apologize, that Saber was asking for it. That is yet another creature created by the Omega mod I've been messing with. Anyway, the insulation potion will allow you to remain in extremely cold environments a little longer and a little easier, even without gear. So if you wind up building a base out in the Arctic zones and then get killed, having these in your storage within your base could be very helpful, as it'll give you time to recover your body without having to worry about freezing to death. This one is much like the word implies. This will reduce the mating timer by 100%, so that you can breed over and over again with your favorite dinos and get that army of raptors you always wanted, or that killer pack of dodos that range into the hundreds of thousands of evil little birds that'll slowly peck you to death. The maturation potion will do much like the magic treat. It will imprint quality up to 100%, and it'll fully grow your dino, so that you don't have to go through the tedious task of petting them, hand feeding them, walking them around, which I believe in Ark Ascended, the game still tends to glitch when handling babies. When it comes to the walking, it doesn't always register. So something like that on hand can be very helpful. This potion will basically stop a baby from aging, so that if you just want to stay cute and adorable forever, then you can do that. I'm not sure many people would get a whole lot of use out of this one, but you never know. And of course you have the rod cell here. And this one essentially grants you the ability to see in the dark, as you can read right there. And that can be very helpful for running around at night or in caves, as some of those caves get pretty dark. I'm not sure why all these things feel a need to poke me now, but what can you do? That's what happens when you think you're out of the way. The sedative here will increase the sleep on anything. It'll max out its torpidity. So rather than risk killing a dino with low health or an easy to kill dino, this is a good solution, as you can put this on it while you're taming it, and it'll increase torpidity again, so that you do not have to strike it, shoot it, or otherwise hit it with another trank arrow. Process of taming. The sonar potion here does much like the oh geez, I can't remember the name now. I want to say the parasaur. In scanning your surroundings, I could be wrong on that too. I apologize for that. I'm lacking sleep right now. Anyway, next one is the speed potion that will increase your speed by three times normal. Good for outrunning anything that's on your butt and trying to eat it when you need to get away. stamina potion will replenish your stamina, and for somebody who's running around trying to farm or level up by killing things, this can be very helpful. As we all know, once your stamina is out, torpidity starts going up, and you don't want to cause your character to pass out mid-fight or in a bad situation. This potion will turn you invisible for a minute, 120 seconds. So that can be really helpful for when you're running around trying to scout on a PvP server or avoid dinos as you explore the land. Keep in mind that most of these potions do have a cooldown though, even if it doesn't say so. I've noticed myself in using some of them that you can't just use one after another. The next is the stimulative, and this would allow you to revive yourself or your dinos when torpor builds up too fast. This one doesn't always work when it's in your inventory after you get knocked out. So sometimes you won't be able to use it until you wake up, which kind of nullifies the point of it. And the strength one here will increase your damage, which a lot of us probably put a good bit of damage into our melee stats so that we're not completely useless without a dino or when knocked off our dino. Sorry for the yawn there. But even so, that little extra boost for a little more oomph in your hit never hurts. And then we have the stuffed one here, and in an emergency of you needing food or your pet needing food, this can be a very helpful potion to have on hand, as sometimes we run out, sometimes we forget to grab it. Everybody's done it, whether they want to admit it or not. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes you just forget to grab stuff. If you're able to put one of these together quickly, as it uses basic berries you can find from any bush or bit of grass, it doesn't take much. You can make one real quick, and if you're thinking to yourself, why would I do that when I have to go back to my base to make it? In an emergency situation, these barrels do not take much to craft. You could easily, very easily, farm this out and make one real quick wherever you're standing. I mean, the stone isn't that high, neither is the wood. You need 25 of each, and this will place anywhere on the ground at any time, so you never have to worry about it. Now, next we have an interesting one here. These will summon random dinos in the areas of rare, non-rare, difficult to get, not difficult to get. It is most often just something random. Not always useful, but definitely fun to give them a roll and see what you get, luck-wise. Just make sure that you use the water summon ones, obviously in a body of water that's deep enough, because sometimes a plesiosaur pops out, and if you're in the shallows, you can kiss that thing goodbye, it'll die instantly. The rare potions here can be used anywhere, ground or sea, and I believe depending where you're standing decides what it'll pull out for you. And this one is another random summoning one that will pull out some rather common dinos, so it won't be popping a Rex out of this one most likely, but it'll definitely give you trikes and other things that can still be helpful. Taming here. This one will instantly tame any creature you put it on and feed. It basically acts like a admin force tame for anyone that isn't admin, obviously. It can be pretty helpful. I mean, you can even see it there in its description that it'll instant tame anything. It's definitely useful, especially for somebody who likes to tame as much as I do, although I will say part of the enjoyment of that for me is the process of feeding it and letting the bar go up. Uh, it's exciting to me, so anyone that enjoys that as much as I do may not want to use that one. Then we've got the Toxic Shield here, and this can be helpful for taming things like the frogs, bees, scorpions, anything that provides stuns or large amounts of torpor, so that you're not as easily knocked out by the darn things. And I mean, who hasn't been accidentally knocked out by a Titan boa and then basically pecked to death in your favorite bit of flak gear, where you should have been able to kill it, but your torpor just went up a little too much. And then, of course, you have a weight potion, which I'm sure many people would get use out of this, as it temporarily increases your weight capacity by a significant amount. So, in a tight spot, out farming metal or obsidian, one of the heavier stone ores or type of ores that you hammer out a rock, it is helpful in the sense that it might just give you that little extra bit of capacity so that you don't have to start picking what you're going to toss and leave behind and make it back to your base. Once we get into tech pants, that doesn't matter so much anymore, as you can force it forward, but until then, the weight potion can get a lot of use for a lot of people. And then, of course, for dinos or yourself, when you need a couple of levels and some Ingram points or even just some stat points, pop one of these and go to town on whatever you can kill, catch, farm, build, whatever will get you XP the fastest, and this will make it even quicker. I get a lot of use out of this one, especially when I need some Ingram points. Obviously, if you can read my screen up there where it says 4,129, I am in single player while I'm going over this. I usually am when I review mods, so none of those things are ever a problem when you just flip on the creative mode and review something. Anyway, I'm sure anybody could get a use out of any number of these potions, depending on your map. Some may be more useful than others, but I know a large amount of them on this list are as useful on any map as any other. But that being said, that's all for now. Take care, have a nice day, and hopefully see you in the next one. I'm probably going to be doing a few more gameplay mods. I have no idea what that is, but that looks interesting. Anyway, I'm probably going to be doing some more gameplay than I have been, and I'll still be reviewing mods here and there as well. Anyway, take care, have a good night, see you in the next one.